Have you heard of jockey? Of course you have. Images of good looking white men and women flaunting their innerwear immediately come to the mind. This would especially be the case if you're living in India or have been living in India for the past 25 years. But do you know who makes this premium brand of innerwear in India? Well, the answer to that is not exactly jockey, it's Page. Before we start talking about Page Industries, we first need a little history lesson. In a small city called St. Joseph in Wisconsin, USA, Samuel Cooper and his sons decided to start making socks and undergarments. They hit jackpot in 1934 with their jockey shorts, introducing the famous Y-shaped fly. During that time, jumpsuits and shorts were pretty common. Jockey briefs made a killing in the market, selling 30,000 units in just 3 months. Don't be mistaken, this was a big deal at the time. Now, it's time to head 13,000 kilometers west of Wisconsin to the city of Angeles, Philippines, where a Sindhi businessman, Veromal Leelaram, and his son, Genomal Veromal, had established V. Leelaram and Company, a garments import and trading business in the Philippines. In 1930, Veromal passed away and 21-year-old Genomal Veromal took control of the company. At that time, Manila was the center of the war in the Pacific between American and Japanese armies. The family business boomed, selling garments to the American military. Genomal observed that the best selling item was jockey undergarments. He expanded jockey's market from the US naval and air bases in Philippines to the local population. In 1959, Veromal's thriving business prompted Coopers to offer him the license to manufacture jockey in the Philippines. This was a key moment for the family, as they became the sole licensee of jockey brand's menswear in the Philippines. During the 1960s and 70s, the next generation Genomal brothers, Nari, Ramesh, and Sundar, joined the business. The brothers learned the business at the shop floor level, often visiting retailers with samples. The business continued to grow with the launch of new products by Jockey. At the same time in the US, Jockey came up with really innovative strategies. For example, they started displaying underwear on the retailer's sales floors rather than they being hidden behind the counter. They even organized the first underwear fashion show in 1938. Having an exclusive license, the Genomals had easy access to all these innovations. They themselves started to experiment with different strategies, such as the concession model of retailing in some of the biggest department stores in the Philippines. Concession model refers to setting up a shop inside another shop. Prior to this, department stores used to buy all the products on outright basis from manufacturers. In 1991, when India opened up its economy, Jockey International received many offers for a partnership from large Indian firms. But this wasn't their first time in India. Jockey had entered India in 1962 through a partnership with Associated Apparels, but had to end their journey in 1973 due to the Foreign Exchange Regulatory Act, which required multinational companies to dilute their ownership in Indian ventures to 40%. At the time, brands like Lovable, Daisy D, and VIP continued to flourish in the Indian market after the exit of Jockey. This time around, Jockey tried to persuade the Genomals to expand beyond the Philippines and join them in India. Looking at the sheer size of the Indian market, and also because the Genomals had never lived or done business in India, the brothers were skeptical at first. But they were finally convinced by Rick Horsley, then president of Jockey, who told them that if they agreed, they would one day become the biggest licensee of jockey in the world. In 1993, Sundar Genomal toured India to get a feel of the market. He noticed that innerwear in India was a generic mass selling product category, and he realized that there was a huge scope for a premium foreign brand like Jockey. He hired researchers to go from town to town, city to city, who would show samples to the people and take their feedback. As the response was positive, there was no looking back for Genomel. Page Apparel Manufacturing was incorporated in the November of 1994, named after the initials of Genomel's mother, Parpati Genomel. The name would later be changed to Page Industries in 2006, just before the company's IPO. Genomel decided to choose Bangalore over Mumbai to set up a manufacturing facility after a lot of deliberations and discussions with industry professionals and real estate developers. The real estate prices were much better in Bangalore compared to Mumbai, and unlike the latter, Bangalore had no culture of labor intensive production. This was very crucial for Page as manufacturing would be the main pillar of strength for the organization. When it came to distribution, Page decided to take a different route to the market compared to its competitors like Rupa, VIP, and Liberty, who had wholesale driven distribution networks. Page decided to go with individual distributors as it wanted to ensure the uniformity of selling prices across all stores. Only those distributors were selected by the company who had the right outlook towards branding and marketing. Since the company wanted consumers to interact directly with its products, it came out with innovative in store promotion and advertisement methods such as in store advertisements and exclusive display fixtures. In 1995, Genomel even invited the top 100 retailers from the four metropolitan cities of Delhi, Mumbai, Kolkata, and Chennai, and few other large cities to star hotels to present his products, exclusive display fixtures, marketing plans, and various point of sales features. The event was a massive hit, and retailers queued up to sign up. In the next 2 years, Page built its core management team by recruiting professionals to head up various functions such as finance, marketing, and sales. They were given full freedom in their roles owing to their extensive experience in the Indian market. The first few years were very challenging for the company. There was a dearth of high quality raw material supplies in the Indian textile industry as the market was dominated by generic low cost products. Page found it very challenging to establish relationships with these suppliers. In the year 2000, Page had clocked a turnover of 21 crore rupees, far behind its competitors like Maxwell, Liberty, and Rupa, who had sales of around 150 crore rupees during the same period. In 1997, few competitors like Associated Apparels, the company that sold brands like Liberty and Libertina, and TTK Tantex, started facing labor issues leading to plant shutdowns that lasted for a couple of years. This led to the exit of these players from the market, and innerwear retailers had to shift to Jockey. By 2003, Page had doubled its sales, recording a turnover of 50 crore rupees. In the next 11 years, Page grew its turnover 25 times to 1543 crore rupees. It followed a strategy of coming out with new products every year, coupled with automation of manufacturing processes, increased usage of technology and data analytics, along with expansion in manufacturing processes. At the same time, Page held off competition from almost every foreign brand that entered the Indian market, such as Inama, Triumph, Fruit of the Loom, Calvin Klein, etc. This was done with the effective use of several advertising campaigns, most notably Just Jockeying in 2010 and Jockey or Nothing in 2015. The company raised 100 crore rupees through an IPO in 2007, utilizing these funds for brand building and infrastructure upgrades. The strength of the relationship between Jockey USA and Page can be gauged from the fact that in 2010, Jockey extended their licensing agreement with Page for a 20-year period rather than a standard practice of 5 years. That's not all. In the new agreement, UAE was added as a new territory of exclusive license for Page. Today, Page also has exclusive license to manufacture and distribute Speedo brand of swimwear in India, which was signed due to the long standing relationship between Speedo and the Ginomals, as the latter expanded Speedo's presence as well in the Philippines since 1988. So, what worked for Page? Some of the biggest factors would be their focus on frequently coming out with new products, extensive use of IT and data analytics, and employee friendly practices such as free lunch to its workers, which subsequently became a norm in the garment manufacturing industry. Okay, guys, that's it for this episode. Have you ever heard of Page Industries before? And do you think that it will continue to retain the number one position in the market? Let me know in the comment section below. Please like and share this video with others if you've learned something new today. Subscribe and hit the bell icon to get notified when I upload new videos.